Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, and today we are putting together your Dead Drop Beginner's Guide. There's a ton of new players who are joining us in the existence for Dead Drop Snapshot 7, people who are just getting into the game, who have been waiting to get in for a long time. This video is for you. We're going to explain the basic concepts of Dead Drop, the objectives, some minor tips and tricks. I've got all sorts of guides on this channel in general, specific things about movement and the maps and so on. Check all those things out, but this guide's going to get all of you started, so let's jump right in. Okay guys, so the first thing you need to know going in is that this is not a finished game. This is a very different experience than playing most games, even early access games or alphas or betas. Midnight Society has us on a very different journey. We've been playing the game since day zero, since we had a firing range which worked at 10 FPS and we had one gun and that was it. We are still very early on in this journey. We are not even an alpha yet. You are playing a snapshot build of the game that will become Dead Drop, meant to give your feedback, to put it through its paces, so on and so forth. It's much different than what you're used to. There's a ton of fun to be had here, but remember, this is a whole different model. You're getting an earlier taste, playing a game earlier than you've probably ever played a game before, okay? So keep that in mind as we go in. I have a whole guide on the channel about how to get access to Dead Drop, but if you need to know how really quick, you're probably not a foundry, probably not a Towers key holder. So what you're gonna do is just go to midnightsociety.com, go to drivers key right here, and then you can get one of these Dead Drop access passes on sale for as low as $14.99, or one of these driver key packages. There's other ways, like buying a founder's pass on OpenSea. I have a guide for that if you're interested, but you're probably just going to go this route, midnightsociety.com, which is also where you're going to download Dead Drop Snapshot 7 itself. Okay, now for the basics. Dead Drop is an extraction shooter, or more specifically, a vertical extraction shooter. If you've never played an extraction shooter, the basic concept is to get into a game kind of like a battle royale at the start, but there's more to it. Your objective is to find loot and survive and then get out with it. There's multiple ways to do this. There's multiple ways to extract depending on what map you are playing. You can also get the Dead Drop. That means be the last man standing on the map in the upper right of your UI. You will see how many players are left. In general, when the lobby is full, lobbies can have up to 30 players, and then there's also on Sector 3 cold storage, for example, AI enemies called cleaners. It's a PvPvE game, meaning that you'll be playing against other players and AI enemies. If you want specific tips about the maps themselves and how to get the various forms of extraction, check out my guides on the channel. For that, they're marked on your map. They come in different times of the match. There's a lot of stuff to learn, but in general, guys, your objective in an extraction shooter is to get in, get loot, and get out. Okay, before you start a match, you have to gear up, or if you're just starting fresh, you probably don't have anything. But in general, that means, this is not a BR. You're not dropping in with nothing. You can do that. People usually call them naked runs. You will go to your loadout, and here you have your loadout. You can equip a helmet, body armor, a piece of gear. There's various equipment in the game, like zipline thrusters, which help you go up a zipline. There's health items to heal with. And then there's gadget slots for stuff like frag grenades and smoke grenades. You can have a backpack and ammo, and you've got an inventory here. And this stuff is going to help you do better. That's the whole point of the game, is to build your inventory and build dust, your currency, to help you acquire more stuff, better weapons, to kill more people, better defend yourself, so on and so forth. So your loadout is important. When you're just starting the game, you usually get like a little thing that pops up that'll offer you a basic pistol, but even if you don't have anything, you can go in naked and loot up really quickly in Dead Drop. It's not really hard to do that. There's loot all over the place. So most extraction shooters have inventory management, be part of the game, both in-game and out of game. Dead Drop's system for that got implemented in Snapshot 6. We got the vendor. That's the screen you're looking at right here, at least when I'm recording this during Snapshot 6. He sells various items, and you can sell him various items. He's a cleaner, by the way. Don't trust him. But anyway, here's your dust up here. To buy an item, it's pretty easy. It's got a price over it. You just click it. There you go. Sell. And then there's the insurance system as well. This means that of the stuff you're taking in with you, you can tag it for a cost. Like in this one, it's 40 dust to insure my helmet. This means if I lose it, if I die when I'm playing Dead Drop, I can get it back. The cleaners are basically going to deliver it back to me. Think of it as post-apocalyptic FedEx or something like that, right? If you insure it, and you lose it in there, you're gonna get it back so long as another player doesn't keep it in their inventory. Whenever that player who took it, if somebody took it, loses it, it will come back to you. That's why it's important to check your found tab right here to get the items. Recovered tagged items, that means these are the items that were recovered that you had insured, and then here's your found items. These are items that you once had in your bag but you didn't make it out with, like maybe you died. You can buy these back for a price, and they're usually pretty expensive. But to sell items that you don't want, it's all really simple. You take your inventory, your stash, you scroll through, you find something you don't want, like maybe I do not want this auto pistol, you put it over here. He's gonna give me 50 dust for it, except right now during Snapshot 6 of the recording this video, things that are very high value are things like obelisks are very, very valuable, and you get a lot of dust for those, so keep an eye out. If you're wondering what weapons are good and about the weapons of DEADROP, I've got several weapon guide videos on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way, guys. We are your most prolific source for DEADROP and Midnight Society information. But in DEADROP right now, at least you got your basic sniper rifle, AR, DMR, light machine gun, a pump shotgun, a range shotgun, an auto shotgun, a double barrel shotgun, an SMG, heavy pistol, auto pistol, and burst pistol. There's 3 different degrees of armor. There's attachments. There's a lot of stuff here, but it's all pretty simple and approachable. It's not anything super complicated like Call of Duty's Gunsmith or something like that. It's all pretty self-explanatory, and the guns pretty much do what you expect. And I promise you, I will have a new weapon meta video out for Snapshot 7 once that weapon meta really is in play, and we see how the weapons adjust if we got new weapons in Snapshot 7 and so on. So subscribe if you want to get notified when that video goes live. Okay guys, so this part is a bit of speculation, but a vehicle gameplay loop is being added in DEADROP Snapshot 7. I'm expecting this to work to be the first thing that you do when you queue into DEADROP. You're gonna be on this like race to the tower, and you'll be able to shoot other vehicles like in this gameplay trailer that Midnight Society did right here. You'll be up against players, kind of like the game Marauders if you've played that. I think I said that already, but anyway, that's my guess. This is speculation. I think during Snapshot 7, when you play, the very first thing you're actually going to experience, and I'm just guessing, is the vehicle gameplay loop. I could be wrong, but I'm putting it in here just to cover all bases. That is part of DEADROP. They've been promising it and talking about it and hyping it for a long time, and it's actually being implemented in DEADROP Snapshot 7. If it's implemented like I think it's gonna be sweet. And it'll just be something new that you want to prepare yourself for, because it is a part of DEADROP as a whole. If you watched this far in the video, first of all, thank you, but make sure you come watch me on Twitch, where I live stream DEADROP and other games every now and then. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm live by 7 p.m. Eastern. I also do additional bonus streams when I can on days like Sundays and Mondays. We're always playing DEADROP. I have a live action short film in the DEADROP universe. Check out all that stuff. And again, come join my chat on Twitch to ask me any DEADROP questions you have, or join our community and share your opinions and get other people's as well. Okay, so this gameplay here is from Sector 3 cold storage during Snapshot 6. And again, your objective of this first-person shooter, this extraction shooter, is to get in and get loot and get out. And of course, kill other players, stay alive against the AI cleaners in the process, so on and so forth. And unlike most games that you've played, DEADROP has a huge element of verticality. There's ladders, there's tons of stuff you can climb in the environment. You can jump and grab onto ledges like hundreds of yards below you, like you're Spider-Man or something like that. The vertical gameplay design of this game, there's zip lines, you can even go up with a certain piece of equipment. There's a lot. Okay, so high ground is usually king if you are trying to hold out to get the DEADROP or that final extraction method, depending on what map you're on. In Sector 3, it's the super lift. But again, that's your objective, guys. Sometimes there's loot laying around. You can also loot other players' bags, of course. The AI cleaners, however, keep in mind, come for those bags as well. So when you see somebody's bag laying on the ground, beware, the cleaners might be coming for it. You can also pick people's bags up, and that really changes the game for extraction shooters or even BRs, where when you kill somebody and they're in a bad place, maybe you don't want to go out and loot it. But in DEADROP, you can actually pick up that bag and move it to a safer place. As far as movement options in DEADROP, there's a ton. You can put away your gun with X to run faster and sprint. Again, there's zip lines, there's all sorts of stuff, guys. You cannot go prone. I have a whole movement guide on the channel, so check that out if you want stuff more in depth. There's sliding, there's peeking with the Q and E buttons, like something like PUBG. There's a ton of movement methods and play styles that you can utilize in this game. Something else to note is that DEADROP is a different approach to extraction shooters in general. It's a little bit faster paced and more forgiving of a game because you actually have a respawn system in the game. It's called the Sin system. You're allowed to respawn twice. So you have a total of 3 lives. That gives you a chance to go back if you lost your loot, lost your gear, you want to get revenge on another player that got you. You can do that, and then you still have time to extract or become the last man standing and win the DEADROP. This may change. I'm recording this video during Snapshot 6. I'm going to do a whole video about the changes of Snapshot 7 and so on, but I think that this system will probably stay the same in Snapshot 7, if I'm not mistaken. But again, it allows for an extraction shooter when you compare it to something like Escape from Tarkov or a Hunt Showdown, some of these games that are very punishing. DEADROP, you can really take some more risks and pull off some more violent speed and momentum, so to speak. I've been playing this game for so long, it's hard to remember certain things. Something else you're going to want to be aware of is sector shutdown mechanics. This is DEADROP's unique element, again, to bring out the verticality, but to keep players moving around the map in addition to cleaners. So in Sector 3 cold storage, for example, there's a cold freeze, they're called the rising freeze, that creeps up in the map, almost like a flood, like water levels that rise, except it's ice, snow, whatever. If you stay in that, or if you get caught in that, you're gonna die. So the point is, players are forced up during the match. We don't know yet how the other sectors are gonna play out, what other type of sector shutdown mechanics are going to be implemented into DEADROP. There's all sorts of speculation about actual floodwaters, fire, lava, acid, gas, electricity, right? But be aware, you can't just camp in DEADROP. You have to keep moving up during the match. After a few minutes, that rising freeze on Sector 3 starts rising, and if there's other maps in Snapshot 7, for example, Proving Ground 2, if that's been brought forward in any way, it may have a sector shutdown mechanic, and you're going to see more of them in DEADROP. Some other basic tips that I can give you: DEADROP has proximity chat and different settings that you can utilize depending on if you want to actually utilize it. But that said, if you are going to have proximity chat on, use other players' audio to your advantage. Audio in general is big in DEADROP, especially with the verticality. It has the best directional sound of any game that I have played. So really pay attention to other players' footsteps, and then also make use of your inventory. Use your bandages, use your adrenaline spray, use your frag grenades. There are healing stations on the maps, by the way. Keep a lookout for those. They look like little arcade cabinets or phone booths, kind of. They're called lifelink. Really utilize all the tools at your disposal if you really want to make the most of your DEADROP play, including all the movement mechanics. It's part of speculation on my part, but there is something coming in Snapshot 7 called DEADROP Creator Modes. This is on the DEADROP website. We don't know exactly what these are yet. However, my guess is that they're going to be new modes of play, which will be different from your standard DEADROP game mode. The main extraction shooter game mode that Midnight Society makes is the, meat and potatoes of the game. But I'm speculating that creator modes are going to be a new way to play, kind of like custom games like Halo Forge type match settings or that kind of thing. Those will be entirely different. Try those out. I'm sure if they're in Snapshot 7, there's going to be some cool stuff. Maybe try to make some of your own, whatever the case may be when it's implemented. But just bear in mind, they're going to be there. That's not the main game, but there'll be a lot of fun experimental stuff for you to try if what I think is going to happen happens. So I tried to go as fast as I could for you guys to get you the nitty gritty of DEADROP, the basic objective concepts, weapon and movement and map stuff, the mode, all that stuff. There's tons of guides on this channel, like I said, stuff about the maps, weapons, collectibles, everything, and there's going to be plenty more once Snapshot 7 is out the door. I'm going to be detailing things for you, bringing you tons of news updates. It all happens on this channel, Midnight Mare, guys. We've been covering DEADROP and playing it since day one, and I'm really excited to welcome all the new players and new community members. Again, come join me on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/MayorReynolds, and let me know what questions you have down in the comments below. I'll be monitoring the comments and answering all of your questions if one of my other guides on the channel does not answer it for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Mayor Reynolds out. Can't wait to see you guys in the tower. Leave me one, Juliet. See ya.